Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So my name is Hydraulic and Hydrology. So we are honored to present a comprehensive analysis on the critical topic of issues and challenges in water governance in Malaysia. This meticulously prepared slide has been crafted by our section 2 group 4. As we delve into the complexities of water governance, we aim to shed light of the pressing issues and challenges faced by Malaysia in managing this invaluable resource. Your attentions and consideration are greatly appreciated.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Siti Zulaiha binti Kabir, CM 220053. The aim in this paper is addressing the issues and challenges in water governance in Malaysia, involve implementing comprehensive strategies to overcome specific hurdles. This includes improving water quality, managing resources sustainability, mitigating pollution sources, and promoting effective policies. The overarching goal is to establish a resilient and equitable water governance framework that addresses current challenge and prepare for future demands, ensuring the availability of clean water for various purposes while safeguarding the environment. Next is the objective of this paper: to identify the issues and challenges in water governance in Malaysia. Second, to recommend improvement or reform to existing water governance policies. Third, to emphasize the importance of sustainable strategies. Next is water governance in Malaysia. Water governance in Malaysia has always been based on a top-down strategy. The Water Supply Department, under the several state governments, machinery construct dams, treatment plants, man pipe, and deliver water to user using this technique. River management is primarily top-down because rivers are the primary source of water supply. Such a strategy is ineffective in managing pollution. A top-down strategy to river management has also been shown to be unsuccessful. A water supply management technique is also used in this approach. This strategy has been deemed unsatisfactory since customers refuse to comply. Next, the issue in water governance in Malaysia include water scarcity. The future rainfall in several states in Malaysia is predicted to decrease due to climate change effect. The predicted change in the rainfall regime would have serious water supply in consequence in highly populated urban areas. Other than that, water quality degradation. The water quality of the Galing River in Kuantan, Malaysia, was meticulously analyzed to gain insight into the anthropogenic environmental impact within different administrative sections. Two distinct types of environmental burden were identified in the western side of the Galing River, namely the inflow of industrial wastewater upstream and the impact of household wastewater or untreated sewage wastewater.
So next, I would like to bring to your attention a pressing concern that demand our immediate consideration. The problem of accessing clean water. In the recent years, Malaysia has witnessed a surge in water contamination incidents, posing severe threats to the river ecosystem and the sustainability of our water resources. Despite the presence of federal and state legislation, the issues persist primarily driven by industrial activities that continue to contaminate water sources. This widespread pollution not only jeopardizes the environment but also poses significant risk to public health. Furthermore, while Malaysia has rapidly progressed in terms of overall infrastructure development, the sanitation sector remains notably deficient, with only a handful of municipalities adequately addressing sanitation concerns. The majority of the country grapples with insufficient infrastructure. This neglect has reached a critical point where severe discharge are now jeopardizing local water bodies and further polluting our source of water. It is imperative that we address this challenge comprehensively, considering both regulatory measures and infrastructural developments to ensure a sustainable and accessible clean water supply for the present and future generation. Highlighting the forthcoming topic, delving into the significant influence of climate change on Malaysia's water resource, encompassing altered rainfall pattern, increasing temperature and rising sea levels. This environmental shift directly impact the quality and quantity of freshwater source, carrying implications for Malaysia economy, environment and public health. Additionally, exploring the intricacies of transboundary urban water dynamic between Singapore and Malaysia. Despite not sharing the same basin, Singapore relies on purchasing water from Malaysia. However, this dependence is complicated by the pollution of Malaysian rivers and the growing demand for water within the country due to population growth and changing lifestyle. So we go to the challenge. Escalating demand for water in Malaysia amidst repeats economic growth. Malaysia faces a mounting challenge driven by the increasing demand of water, fueled by population expansion, urbanization and industrial development. So next to the pollution, a growing threat to the water quality. Industrial discharge, agricultural runoff and untreated sewage contribute to pollution, posing a substantial threat to both surface water and groundwater quality in Malaysia. The emergence of new contaminants further exacerbates this environmental concern. So next, addressing the challenge of water resource management necessitates overcoming issues tied to scale, where administrative boundaries often clash with hydrological realities. Local actors such as municipalities may prioritize individual interests, hindering the integration of river basin and aquifer requirement into the decision making. Conflicting interests between urban and rural areas as well as upstream and downstream regions further impede water use efficiency and the pursuit of unified objective for sustainable withdrawals, crucial in combating water scarcity.
The implementation of strategic measures is important to effectively address the diverse challenges of water management. First, we need comprehensive and adaptive water management plans that take into account growing demand, the effects of climate change, and the protection of water quality. Governments and stakeholders must prioritize investments in updating and upgrading water infrastructure, addressing the challenges of aging systems, and deploying advanced technologies for efficient water distribution and treatment. Second, a holistic governance approach is essential. This includes the development of integrated policies and regulations across different departments and levels of government. Coordinated efforts should be made to close institutional gaps and ensure consistent decision-making structures. Furthermore, promoting international cooperation, especially in the case of transboundary water resources, is critical to preventing conflict and promoting shared responsibility. Thirdly, social engagement plays a central role. Local communities need to be actively involved in the decision-making process, and awareness programs should be implemented to educate people about water conservation, pollution prevention, and sustainable water use. Empowering marginalized communities and ensuring equal access to clean water are essential aspects of this strategy. The fourth implementation is integrating climate resilient practices is essential. This includes incorporating climate change consideration into water management plans, implementing measures to adapt to changing rainfall patterns, and investing in technologies that improve water efficiency in the face of changing climate conditions. It is included. And finally, economic instruments such as effective water pricing mechanism and incentives for sustainable water use may play an important role. Appropriate water pricing promotes conservation and funds needed infrastructure improvements. Balancing the need for affordability and the cost of service delivery is important to ensure equity and sustainability. In summary, implementing effective water management strategies requires a combination of infrastructure improvements, integrated governance framework, community participation, climate resilient practices, and sound economic measures. This research explores water governance issues in Malaysia, focusing on unsustainable practices and inadequate infrastructure. It aims to identify key challenges, propose solutions, and emphasize the importance of sustainable strategies. The research emphasizes the urgency of implementing sustainable water management practices and policy reforms for equitable and efficient water governance in Malaysia. Proactive integrated approaches involving governments, communities, and stakeholders are crucial for resilient and sustainable water future. The journey towards effective water governance is ongoing, and successful realizations of objectives will shape a more secure and sustainable water landscape for the nation. We also recommend that Malaysia's water governance should focus on advanced technologies for efficient monitoring, treatment, and distribution, as well as policies promoting sustainable water use, conservation, and pollution control. Regular review and updating of regulations and upgrading water infrastructure can help meet the growing population and urbanization demands. These recommendations aim to create a resilient, equitable, and sustainable water governance system that meets citizens' needs while preserving water resources integrity.